welcome to another Fishy devlog. Today, I've been wanting to show some progress I've made over the past month. I haven't really made a video since then, so yeah, let's get right into it. Most of my work this month has been working on this scene right here. May not look like much, but it is entirely random. This is a lake biome for the player to fish in. It's going to have separate fish, which I'll show some of them later. This tree border around here is completely randomized, as well as the lake. So each time a player will enter a lake biome, it is completely separate. I'll show you how I did that later. And yeah, you can just see all the little environment around it. Grass, rocks, and trees, all randomly placed as well. This generated scene depends on two polygons here. The ground polygon, which is the tree border, and the lake polygon, which is just a polygon where the lake is. Let's look at the code. So, when ready is called, which happens when the game is initialized, it goes to generate island. This will start our two circles or polygons that really needed to be created. We have an if statement for the tree rotation and water rotation to make sure that both of them get completed. This generate island is for both the water and tree line. And so they create vertices. Piddle T, I will link his video, gives a good explanation. But it basically creates vertices, and then at the end it places trees. So if we go into our place trees, we have a point where it starts and a point where it ends. And basically, the num place is the difference of the vector, that length divided by 50, to make sure that all the trees are even. I tried placing a certain amount of trees, but some trees would, like, the length between them would be much greater than the others. So in this sense, each trees are placed equally in length from each other. And so I created an instance of a tree, which is a scene I have already created with it's just a tree in a hitbox, and move the position to somewhere on that line of the diff vector. Then when we're done with that, we make our polygons. So while generate island was happening, there is an array of vectors, just collecting points along where it will be created. And I just set both of these polygons to whatever vertices are given. Then we go into place water and place grass. Place water is down here. Place water is actually used for both polygons. It gives the polygon for water, it puts the water tile, ID 0 here. And if it's not in the water polygon, then it will give a ground. Right here we have place grass, and I have an RNG value just randomized, so you have a random chance of setting the tiles to something different, like the environment. So this would be the grass, which I have short grass and long grass, as well as rocks. And then there is also a chance that a tree is set. And this cannot happen if there's a water tile there, which is basically null for the ground tile map. So, for example, if I load up the scene here, in this water here, there could have been potential to have a tree there, but because of that if statement, that's no longer true. Trees can only go on grass. So yeah, to try and demonstrate this better, I'm going to use it in the beautiful Microsoft Paint. So for starters, we have a polygon with trees as the border. This is going to be the center point. Given a random angle, it will create a line and then a dot right here. So for instance, let's make a couple more lines. Give a random length on the vector as well. And basically it'll continue all the way around the circle until the circle is full. And then at the end, all the points will be connected. Now, when the place trees function is called, it will take 2 points. So for instance, let's just take this one right here and this one right here. And it will create a difference vector. So the difference vector is basically the vector from this point to there, and we'll decide how many trees are placed by splitting it up by an equal amount. So given this difference vector, trees will be placed along it, such as right here, 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 and here. And the distance between these trees are constant because we have created a variable of diff vector divided by a certain value, which will keep the trees consistently close. So for instance, if the vector is this long, then the amount of trees will just increase because we'll just place more. It's a constant value of difference between them. And yeah, this is just to make sure that trees are consistently placed and it doesn't look that weird. Now for the lake, the center is still the same as here, but because the max radius is not really that large, smaller than the min radius for the trees, it can really only go out so far. So again, we get those random angles to create this polygon, and there's more points than this, but this is essentially what it is the max radius is only so far. So let's say maybe this one was the max radius, so it gets to there. But it's still smaller than the min radius of the tree polygon, so it will never extend beyond it. Then the polygon is just created like this. And after that, I have a nested for loop to check basically this entire area if there is a water polygon inside of it. And then it will place tiles in the polygon here. So yeah, that's a very basic but fundamental breakdown of what's really happening in the scene. It's kind of hard to conceptualize just with code, so sometimes it's easier with pictures like these, even if they have, well, not so great drawings. If we go back to our main island with this little guy that we're familiar about, I've implemented something new. As you see here, he now has an inventory. This was Heartbeast's implementation, but all the fishing mechanics and all the fish itself are mine. So right now, all I have set is if I do my fishing thing, when we're done with this mini game, there should be another fish that pops into my inventory just for now. This will eventually be changed later when rarity is added to the fish. But yeah, as you see, we have a painted turtle in the index 8. So yeah, that's another feature I've been working on as well. These are lake fish for the lake biome, so are only obtainable in the lake biome. But ultimately, that's all I've been working on. So again, if you're watching, thank you for watching. I just like to keep my progress, just to make sure I actually finish this thing. And yeah, thank you for watching.